Hello, hello. Happy Wednesday. The birds are singing and it's sunny outside and it's cold and I've done my meditation and I'm out on my walk and I'm so happy because I have today to work for all I want to have in my life. Everything that I can't stop thinking about. And many times I wonder, why do I care so much about people who don't even care about themselves? Why do I put in so much of my energy day in and day out to try to make people just see it a little bit more with my set of eyes? To see all they are just completely just taking for granted that is my whole bliss. So many times I wonder, why do I try to save people's lives and happiness? Why do I care about teaching you that you believe it's all about the body, but I will know that it's not gonna be that, I know. So please hang on and don't stop the whole process. Why do I care? Why don't I just want to have like a power trip over other people? I could just know they will never ever make it because they are not doing what needs to be done and they don't want to admit it and they don't want to open up their mind. Why do I care about a low average basic people human mentality that I am beyond because I made it that way? I, just like everyone else, was born basic. I wanted to be beyond my absolute best level. And that level of my mind, well, if I do it right, it should be on my last day of perfect cognition before I get demented or something. That would be my highest level. And I'm gonna peak on the day I die because that is the ultimate dead day of the life. And then whatever happens after that, that's an adventure. And until that day, you bet I'm gonna live knowing I'm gonna die. And that is what I wonder. How can you, and nobody wants to talk to me, remember, nobody wants to listen until you've heard it and then you're coming back. And the thing is, like, I just don't know. When you say, can I come, I wanna come and train with you in the summer, I'm like, do you think I can tell that I'm gonna be alive? I don't take my life for granted. That's the difference between you and I. You want it to be so you can pretend you're gonna be here forever. There's always gonna be a new chance. And yeah, to live, but not to have a fit, healthy body. I wonder, when are you gonna be willing to actually understand that the only reason why you never get to be what you wanna be is because you don't do the work. You don't want to work. You want it to be easy. And there's absolutely nothing coming in hard work and changing yourself. Listen, change. It's not gonna come with an easy solution, but you keep on holding on to that premise, so you never wanna commit the way I did and do. You know who I never ever sabotage for again? That I have no policy of tolerating any less of what I can do that I'm capable of for my own happiness? Myself. I refuse to one moment anymore to sabotage myself. I just don't. And when I'm making a poor decision, you bet I'm conditioning myself back to making a better call next time. So many times I wonder, why do I care about educating people about what it matters the most when it comes down to it, when nobody wants to listen to that? Why do I care when people are just shallow about the body's never gonna be good enough? Because for you just say, oh, my body isn't good enough, I can just quit on it. Which means if I had done that, I would never have my body I love, my dream body in life. You have the same thing. You have the dream, you have the body, and your mind is what stops you. Because if you can't have it all, you're not gonna do it. And there's nobody in the whole world who can have it all, unless we change the way we perceive things, so it feels like I do, that I have everything I want and I love, and everything I love is here, and there's nothing to wait. And I'm happy, and I'm not waiting for happiness. There's no way that I have it in me to wait to be happy in the future. And that is another thing I wonder about you guys. How long will you be able or be willing to live thinking about how you're gonna enjoy your life in the future. Right now you don't have to, because you have to work hard for your goals. And that is a great kind of thing to think about, except for you don't have your future for guarantee. You don't even have the next moment as a guarantee. So if you build up all that you're going to be happy when you have achieved X amount of goals, at this day in your life, how much of your actions you made your mind up to make or do, act on, how much of that actually actualized? Or how much of all the things you made a plan for, if you made one, has actually been made into doing? And if you don't want to look in and kind of look back at what you're doing with your life, you're just not gonna have a way to achieve your goals, because here's the thing you need to know. You are just not endurant enough to work for your dream, and it does not matter how much you want it to be easy. If it was, you would be there. So think about how you have all the results right there in your life, that what you have focused on, what you have chosen, is what you do, what you are, and how you feel. And I know how I want to feel, so I act on the way. I don't destroy my day to come, because I don't want to live a life self-sabotaging and hating myself and hating what I do, because that is a destructive way to live, and I can do better. And that's the whole thing. It's about the bettering, and not thinking that someday everything's gonna just suddenly be right way and everything is just gonna be perfect. Like, I don't know how can you actually believe that it's gonna happen? Or is it just the laziness again, that you kind of know deep down that this is the same bullshit story you've talked for all your life, and it's still not here, and you keep on wanting to quit because you want the other lifestyle too much? And that's what I don't know. Like, how can I invest so much in you when you are investing nothing that makes you happy? You only invest in things that can be bought by money, that are never lasting, that are not even making you anything happy further than the moment. It's just like junk stuff, or stuff that is gonna be out of fashion or not trendy anymore. But you go for that because you're human. And you do the same thing with nutrition and training, that you have this short-term set of mentality, that you have no interest in learning this for real. That is just you kind of, it looks good in your mind, think about you're gonna be healthy and know how to eat, and there's balance, you have the body, you just portion control, you do your macros, that's it, right? Yeah, you're just not that simple. That is who you want to be when you kind of just want that life, that it was an automatic body that was fit. Again, you have the wrong perception of how much dedication you even need to do for the little amount of fitness results. So here is the pure ignorance of not giving people props for what the work they put in for a long time. And then time keeps up, and then you see the bodies have been doing this for a long time, and you think, I didn't start, so I'm not going to be able to do it because I'm not good at this. Or I'm not going to have the elite body that can stand on stage and win the Olympics. I'm not going to do it. You know what? All you lose on that is your own happiness, 100%. And if you give your all, you're going to get out 50%. So if you give half, because you think, I'm not going to do it anyway, so why do I commit? I don't want to be disappointed. You don't want to disappoint yourself, so you don't put any goals. You don't want to get your expectations up, so if you don't put any expectations, you're just not working for it. So then I wonder, so you just want to be not disappointed? How low do you want to set the bar? So you are actually just living your life, never put any pressure because you're too scared of being anxious, that what if you can't make it? Well, you're not making it the way you are, right? So what do you have to lose? The fat is there, you haven't lost that one, and that is how many health scares are you gonna face before you realize you too are gonna die. But until then, how do you wanna live? If you wanna live like a dead, you don't care about your health, and then you're gonna kind of expire faster, most likely. Because just, you see the data. I don't see many people who are old and obese or fat or drink alcohol all day so long. So there is a kind of a demographic who do care and understand that that's just what you do, that you cannot expect yourself to be happy when you're not taking care of your whole life you're living in, your whole world, which is your body. Like, of course it's not going to be happy. So this is where you have to separate a little bit of your mind being happy is whole different to your body's happy. Your body has never had a say in your life pretty much. It's always the mind. But the body gets the blame. So here you go and, talk about how you can't have that body, or that your body's not going to do this, or your body's never going to be this, blah, blah, blah. And you know what? You're right, because that mind is the stopper. Your body has no way to enable itself because you keep on being a bitch to it. I mean, fair and square. And I'm saying all this because it takes one to know one. I tell you that you can live a lie or pretending that you're so, hardworking, or that you focus on your goals, whatever, And I just know that when you don't talk to me anymore, and you used to just love to talk to me every day until you don't feel any mood to work for yourself anymore, then you don't want to talk, right? Because you hate feeling weak, and you can't stand knowing that you just fall off and you revert back to your regular habits. You can't stand that about yourself. So of course you hate hearing that from me. So it's easier to project onto me that I'm an idiot who should know that you're struggling, who should know that it's hard times, that this time, and then was pandemic, and then it was something else, and then it was this, and I live the same way. I have lived this life with you guys, parallel lives. And that is just an excuse. And we all have excuses. I can use them all, but I don't. I don't want to tell you a story every day about everything that I have to put forth. I mentioned that I struggle to work out for you because it's hard. And I don't want you to think everything is happy-go-lucky, because then I would be untruthful. So it's almost like I have to tell you, you gotta get tough. You can't just believe it's gonna be look like easy. It just looks easy until it is. And it's not easy when it is, because then you're training under training. So that's a whole other thing. And then I wonder, how long are you keeping on holding on to fears about how you feel weird, how you lose strength, and how you're hungry or you're not? And I'm just thinking that that's just the way it is to change. You think you're supposed to feel the way you've always felt when you're changing? That makes no sense. You gotta build up endurance to work harder for your dream, because it takes longer to become what you want to be. And the whole thing, the whole beauty is, what is your deadline? It's death. So until then, you have all the time every day to keep on working. There is nothing that should be a stress. There is no such thing as you have to hit X amount of goals at this day, or there isn't. But the longer time, you kind of just delay the work you need to do, which is the quitting and not wanting to be consistent, giving up in this time of the year, when you know that if you do this, if you say it's too hard now, I know exactly what's going to happen next year, and the year after that, and the next after that. You're just going to be fatter and sicker and hating yourself more every year. So that's what you have to choose. That's your choice. Unless you're starting to actually realize that you gotta have to fight for yourself. You gotta have to love yourself and do this. You gotta stop believing your little greedy mind that you are all happy about the food, that it's so important for you to eat junk food regularly and not have someone who wonders why you do that. You don't want a police. You just want to have junk food and eat and then die. If that's what you want to do, maybe fitness isn't your thing. And that's okay, but maybe you should stop being frustrated that you're not having a fit body, because there's just no way a fit body will come out of that. It's not an so loud. It's not an offense. I just know there's a reason why I don't do what you do, guys, because I would not have the body. I wouldn't be happy. I wouldn't be at all this. And I know what it feels like to keeping on sabotaging and then realizing that, oh, I did this again. Yeah, now 5,000 steps backwards. And it's not about that you don't gain that much fat in one time, because those little times happen over and over and over. They're like droplets of inadequacy of what you need to do for yourself. So of course they all accumulate. It's the same process as when you're changing for the better, and when you're changing and focusing on everything going wrong, you are just dropping in energy. And here you go with the lower level people with low energy and low vibration, hatred, frustration, anger, sadness, all that stuff you choose to hear and feel into because you're mad. You're mad that you know what to do and you don't do it. And then you get mad at thinking that you just want to train hard and forget it. You don't want to have to think about your diet. And then you kind of romanticize maybe you had golden age in your life where you didn't have to think about a diet. I never had that, so I'm saying good for you. You had that luxury life. Now it's gonna be biting your ass because you have to learn that just because you have an appetite doesn't mean you can eat because you got goals. And that's the thing, that you gotta stop listening to your friends who are not working for the same goals you are to ask them, are you lean enough to refeed? You are not asking anyone if you're lean enough to refeed. And you're not asking me if you can have a refeed or not. Because here's the thing, you can and you're gonna do it anyway. But is it gonna help you get leaner? Is it gonna keep you on on the path? That's what you have to ask yourself, because if you never follow a plan to stay on a deficit calorie range and keep on and not just have a refeed just because it's suddenly a weekend and you want to have a refeed, but you have not even built up enough time on deficit to build a new trend in your body needed to lose fat. That's what you need to know. I teach you how to defeat to refeed so you learn that you gotta stop snacking. You gotta stop having one day good, the next day so, and the next one crap. And then you think that's a good record? And here you go getting frustrated, you're not seeing results. Yeah, you know what I would be if I had your routine? I would be back to my 135, 140 pound body. Because that is how sensitive those little things are to your body. You just don't want to know it, or you just don't believe it, or you not have ever been lean enough. So you actually see that anything you choose in the wrong people are not they're just driving here, and you have to kind of make a scene, because if you don't make a scene, they're just gonna drive all over you. So stay alert. So I'm talking about this now because it's end of the year and people just want to quit and be tired and say, oh, I'm so tired, I just want to quit. And you know what? I don't. And you should adjust instead. So here you go. You know how you've been holding on to how you want to train for hours, how you don't have to have fancy meals, that kind of, you want to be so stubborn, so tough, and you got a body so you can show how buff and strong you are. Yeah, but that's just when you're in the mood to be that. Then you crawl into your little shell and kind of want to be a loner and hide away from everyone and block me. And that's very common, by the way. It's ridiculous. And I just say it says so much about you guys, and I can give you a lot of compassion when you get so angry with me. So I'm just giving you a big hug. All right, so the thing with, if you believe your own now when you're tired, that it's all about the food, that the food you say you can't have, and then here we have the holiday things that all bring you back to memory and your grandma and all that, so you want to repeat that and feel it. And then if I am a coach, I say, yeah, you can live it out with a memory and have a better kind of refeed, or you can have a small part of this instead of going all out, which is the only reason why there's a question, should you have this indulgence or not? It's because when you do indulge, it becomes overindulging. So that's why you never have the balance. You cannot keep the goals, the body you have, because you just completely just act like an idiot for yourself. So that's what you're working on. And yeah, you can get mad, but it takes longer than you want to give it credit for. So it's not me trying to not teach you. You get mad at me for me telling you what you need to know, and you know what to do and you still don't do it, and you get mad. Again, the whole vicious cycle. Just mad. And I'm here thinking you could just be happy if you stop being fighting what you need to do. Kind of actually accept that it's just not the time where you're gonna have it your way. It's gonna be your way when you're willing to do what you need to do. And the more you keep on being resisting what you need to do, the more the whole universe just gonna give you a big finger up your ass. I almost said, it's just the way you put out the energy. It's all about the entitlement and anger. Of course, that is what you get in. That's why I just do all I can to not have that, and I just make sure I always check who is coming in with that energy or not, and I just check out from that. I don't pay attention anymore. Because I love my life in peace and happy and doing what I love to do and helping you guys. And this is a tough love that I'm telling you, that I know that coaches don't want to give now because it's bad, to remind you that if you don't wake up, you're going to live your life and regret that you never took action. And I just don't want to have that on my conscience. I'd rather just be the kind of the scapegoat and take all the blame that I don't understand that you're in balance, which is what I, again, trying to make you practice. But then you get mad that it's not perfectly done all of a sudden. So you want to be a type A personality. Everything is successful right away. And I must say, it must be from your upbringing that you have had it so easily made for yourself all your life. And that means the fittest life is the blessing in disguise that you need to be stronger and not weak. That you got this dream because you need the education. You need to be told how to be better for yourself. It's the same gift I got this dream of having a shredded, strong body, and I had a big appetite, and I was to combine those two. How am I going to do that? How can I put two things completely dichotomous together and succeed? So that is what I did, and that's what you kind of want to do too. You want it all. You have to find the way. And in this time, when you have to reflect upon the whole 2023, I know what I did. I made a goal that I'm gonna train to gain, and I'm not gonna count calories, and I'm gonna just focus on my discipline. And what happened is I'm happier than ever. I'm building muscle. I can train legs, and I feel unstoppable, limitless. I can walk around everything. I'm in love with what I do, and I'm so happy because I didn't want to train about a year ago because everything was just not feeling good. Everything is just breaking down, and it became a memory of the past of what I could do, and now I'm gonna do that. And it's just not, it's not encouraging, it's not productive, and it's not even what is needed. So I'm so happy that I'm here, and now I'm focused on building my 4-12-1 routine. And I know that there's so many people who need to train this way, who are just under training and over training in time, because you don't give up on this kind of outdated ways to train for a goal that isn't even yours. Where are the people who actually want to be lazy, so-called, or don't have more than 10 minutes and need to do the best of it, not just slack a workout? You bet, if you just think my 10-minute workouts, you can go in and have an easy one. That's the beginner workouts, guys. That's action paralysis workouts, that's meltdown workouts. Those are not the ones that you believe I train to build my strong body. So it's so important to do what I tell you on the video. Check yourself. Are you lifting heavy enough? Are you doing the reps? Because otherwise it's like you think it's only about losing fat and suddenly you're just going to have a high metabolism. You know what? When you're not building muscle, not training hard, you're dropping your metabolism because your body will take out the muscle. And that's when you really lose the muscle because you are not working for it anymore. And your body's smart. It will take out and drop the energy requirement for what you don't need. And that is the muscle. Then you can keep the fat. So every time you quit on your little fitness endeavor because you're tired, and then you regain, just know this, that you're making it tougher to lose fat next time you want to. You're also making yourself more discouraged because you know that you're not even doing the work. So why would you try next time? If you knew that you would quit on yourself, do you think you would be willing to work hard No, you won't. You will not give it your all because you know that you are falling off. So here you go. If you don't expect yourself to get the result, you're not going to work hard enough because you are scared of getting disappointed or feeling like you weren't good enough. So that is what you're so scared of. Just listen to it. You're scared of being disappointed with your own lack of work for your own dream. So you don't want to work because you are disappointing yourself, maybe. So you are not even putting a toe in, because the worst thing that can happen is that you are not that good person, that badass person you want to be. And then, you are real. You can't be in denial anymore. You are not all that. You're just like everyone else, including me. You have to work on yourself. You weren't born a perfectly perfect person. You see? So it all comes down to how you are so tight hanging on to all your insecurities, everything you want to be that you're not. So what are you trying to do? Just keep up a facade? For whom? For yourself? Well, so then think about this. How will you tell that all you want is what makes you happy, which is all the junk and the cookies, and just be, right? Just be there with your cookies. Your whole season you must be there and just sit with the cookies. I know the mind thoughts there. And if you forget that that is just kind of fantasy, you're gonna act on it and then realize, oh shit, I fell for my own little mind's fantasy utopia. So then you're gonna be disappointed because that little snack pretty much just sabotaged 1 or 2 weeks of potential fat loss. Because that is how it works. So even though you're not gaining per se a whole body fatness in one day, your action, the behavior, the routine, the lifestyle indicates that you do. And then here you are, and I'm right because you have the body that you don't want to have, and I'm right that you're not happy. So you say this is what you wanted to be happy. Well, you made yourself happy with those wrong, poor choices for your body every time and day out. So it doesn't matter how much you can blame that you were discouraged or depressed or sad or people or whatever, because it's, again, nothing has changed. Nothing has changed from you saying that you couldn't do this or that, blah, blah. You still have to choose that someday you have to stop reverting back and not work for your goal. You have to build up endurance, or ask yourself, what the heck are you working for? Maybe it is that you don't know, or maybe it is that you don't want to know what it entails to actually achieve something. Maybe you just want to be healthy, eat healthy, and exercise. But then I wonder, why do you beat yourself up about doing it then? Because that is not love. And why do you think you're gonna be interested in doing something in the future out of love if you don't love it now? And that love has to be about hard work and sacrifice and compromise and dedication. You cannot sit with that toddler mentality anymore about how you just need to have it your way or you're not going to be happy. You have to have it your way. If you change that into being, I'm going to do all I need to do without questioning, without a kind of hesitation. I'm just going to give it all blindly, fully. Unconditional self-love. That's when you're suddenly going to commit a long time enough, knowing there is no deadline. So if you have no deadline that you say, I'm going to work hard until, and then insert. If you don't have that, you just, I'm going to do this every day for myself. That's when you know that you have become into actually want to invest in yourself, not just be another project body person who you just let go of this later. Because, again, what you don't care about, you're going to lose. So fair and square, you get in reality what you're building up. Same for me. So yeah, that's life in my opinion. Just gotta know that if you want something out of it that is beyond what average people wanna think is all that, you have to want to actually live it. Isn't that funny how I have to say it, that I know you want to be fake, but you can't be that to have the body in reality. And here you are, how everyone loves to say that people on social media you follow like me are all fake. Right? Who's fake? One can wonder.